Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner and I have a very special guest in the corner. Would you like to unveil your not-so-secret identity?
Hi, yeah, I'm Rick Alvarez from the Rick Alvarez YouTube channel on the YouTube. And I'm very happy to be a guest on the show. I do YouTube comedy sketches, music video parodies, among other things.
And we're happy to have you. And so all the fans know, we actually got a chance to meet at Midwest Media Expo, but it seems like you actually do a lot of conventions.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of conventions, mostly in the California area since I'm from California. But occasionally I do get out to other states and visit other conventions like Midwest, which was in Michigan.
Yeah, no, I totally understand how that is. I live in Las Vegas myself, and I travel to California for work a lot, for voiceover and things like that. So any chance I get to go to the other side of the U.S. where the weather is drastically different is always an adventure.
Yeah, it's definitely brighter in California than it is in Michigan.
Definitely. So I'm assuming you have conventions, coming up.
Yes, actually, I'll be doing two this weekend. I'm actually doing one tomorrow evening in Santa Cruz. It's called Level Up's Anime Art Show or Video Game Art Show, and that's in Santa Cruz at Level Up, which is a video game store. And then the following day, I'm doing CogsCon, which is in Sunnyvale, and it's at Cogsworth College there.
Fantastic.
I hope I said that right.
Well,
Cogswell, right?
Well, hopefully the fans can get a chance to see you, and I'm sure you get this a lot at the conventions. Of people asking, what got you started into YouTube? Because you've been doing it for about 8 years now, correct?
I've been on YouTube basically since its inception. I had my account back in 2005. I started doing videos normally in 2006. And then in 2007 is when my YouTube kind of blew up with the Stupid Mario Brothers show, which was it started out as a parody of Super Mario Brothers, but then we had 5 seasons of the show, and then like a movie between seasons 3 and 4, I believe. And basically it took that story and made it much darker and bigger. And eventually some people were like, why are you still calling this Stupid Mario Brothers? It should be called like Epic Mario Brothers, because we put so much action and story and drama into it that it just kind of became something completely different, but something people still liked. To the point where eventually I did change the name of the show. Well, it's kind of like a new show that kind of has elements of it. I've got a new show right now called Super Mario, The Plumber Knight Returns. And we are actually currently filming the 2nd season of that show, and that's kind of a spiritual successor to Stupid Mario Brothers, kind of a pseudo-sequel, if you will. That kind of took a lot of the story elements, but it takes place about 30 years after Stupid Mario Brothers. So I had to go through a lot of drastic makeup and kind of bleach my hair so that I could make it gray, and a lot of old man makeup to make me look like I'm about 60. and that's been a really exciting show to do, with a lot of really cool special effects and kind of cutting edge, for YouTube, I'd say. And so that's been really cool to do.
So now that series combined, both the new spiritual successor and the old one, actually has quite a bit of episodes to it.
Yeah, there are 75 episodes of Stupid Mario Brothers, and again, there's like a lot of extra stuff. Like there's a 2-part movie that takes place between seasons 3 and 4, and there's like an interactive adventure that I don't remember where it takes place in the series. And then Plumber Knight, there's 10 episodes online right now, and we are filming the 2nd season, which will also be another 10 episodes.
Now, out of curiosity, for fans who might not be familiar with the series, would you still recommend that they start at the beginning, or perhaps because, obviously as a filmmaker you've grown in these years, would you recommend they start elsewhere in the series?
Yeah, what I say is, if I was a new viewer, I would just start with The Plumber Knight Returns, the new show. And if you really like that, then maybe you go back and you watch Stupid Mario Brothers. But then, you already have an idea of where the show is going, because you could definitely jump into Plumber Knight without really seeing anything before. So it's kind of like, yeah, start with Plumber Night and then go back if you like it. But I wouldn't start with Super Mario Brothers anymore because it is kind of outdated in the way that we filmed it. You know, we filmed it on an old camcorder, and, you know, it was 2007, so YouTube's uploading abilities were limited, you know, so it wasn't in HD or anything, and it just, you know, looks more home movie-ish, whereas Plumber Night, we have much better, you know, cameras, lighting, and equipment, and it looks much more cinematic and professional, so it's easier to jump into Plumber Night.
Now, since you've been doing this for a really long time, what are some of the main things you've learned as a filmmaker, you know, through the years that maybe other filmmakers might like to know?
Well, I definitely think it's a good idea to understand that when you're making any video, whether it be for YouTube or a short film or for a festival, you know, it's always a good idea to research how it's done. I mean, when I started, I took some film classes, like as a bonus. When I was in high school, I took some extracurricular college courses on like editing and that sort of thing. But I don't think anything could have prepared me for, you know, how hard it is to like get a crew going, you know, get a cast, you know, try to, you know, like work out this whole filming thing. There's a lot of work that, you know, people don't realize. You can't just like write a script and go, okay, do it. You know, you have to understand your actors. I mean, I'm the head writer and director for all of the projects that we do, and it's always a challenge to really understand what the actors are thinking, and especially when I get more professional actors, they really want to know, like, what's my motivation and all that stuff, you know. So it helped that in high school I was in drama class, and I was very into the acting scene, and I did a lot of community theater and a lot of live stage myself, so I kind of know what actors are expecting when they're acting, so that kind of helps me relate to actors. And now I'm primarily directing, but I also star in a lot of the videos, and especially all the Mario stuff because I play Mario. but even so, it definitely, I would say the most challenging thing is just directing and understanding the actors. But then other than that, there's all the technical stuff that goes into making a movie too. So if you don't have like a professional editor or someone to help you with the effects and all that, then you've got to learn how to do that yourself. And there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube already for how to do a lot of that stuff, but it takes a lot of time. And I continuously see a lot of people on YouTube who don't know what they're doing try, and some of it turns out okay, but there's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube of people that are just trying without, you can tell they didn't take the time to learn how to do it properly. So my biggest suggestion and the biggest thing that I've learned is take your time, learn how to do things properly, because certainly I had to just learn as I went, and it was a struggle. I think that the first few years I was doing YouTube would have been a lot better if I took time to learn how to do things properly first. But, I mean, you know, it's all outside now, but I guess that's just my suggestion is learn how to do it first.
Well, you know, and YouTube's grown so much, and I was actually in a conversation with my roommate a few days ago about how the barrier of entry for some of this stuff is so low now. Obviously, you can tell the difference between quality, but people just go in with their phone camera, for example, and just go from there, and sometimes it gets really popular because that's how the internet works. Oh, yeah.
Definitely, like, the more vloggy type stuff, where it's just you kind of talking about your day, that kind of stuff is, you know, it's all about you as a person and your personality. Do you have the personality to make it interesting for people to want to know, like, who you are and what you're doing every day? So certainly that's a lot different than, like, making, like, a special effects heavy drama show where you would need to make it look more convincing, like, you know, as close as you can to TV show quality. So yeah, I guess that's true. That there's varying levels of how you can do things on YouTube depending on what you want to do. I was being more specific towards the series, I guess. But yeah, of course, there's like those kinds of things too. And I have a vlog show myself on a completely different YouTube channel other than youtube.com/Rick Alvarez. I have another YouTube channel that I just started about a month or two ago called youtube.com/Rich Vlog Show. I mean, it's really just called Rich Vlog, but the URL is youtube.com/Rich Vlog Show. And that's a new channel where every Tuesday and Friday I sit down in front of the camera and I talk about what's going on in the world of comics, movies, and video games, and, you know, what my opinions are on those news stories. And then occasionally I'll ask questions like, you know, like, hey, guys, you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing really good. Like, what would you want to see as a cinematic universe? And I'll ask them questions, and then I'll read my favorite question the next week. So that's something I do on the side.
Yeah, no, and I think that's fantastic too, because that started after you already had like a base, so you knew that people were already attracted to you as a personality, if you will. So I think fans really appreciate that.
Yeah, I hope so.
But, you know, going back to one of the things that you said about how you were in drama and how you can understand your actors a bit more, that rings true for a lot of the directors we talk to who also do voiceover, because we normally talk to voiceover artists. Their answers on how they get the actors to do what they want is completely different than the ones who have only done directing. So I always find that interesting to see how that crosses between mediums.
Oh, yeah. And, man, I remember there was a small part of me that when I was in high school that was thinking about, you know, like going to like Texas or one of the big cities, like Houston, I think it is, or it could have been Dallas. I don't remember. There's a city in Texas that is like known as like the capital of voice acting. And I was thinking about going there because there's a part of me that really wanted to be a voice actor before I gained some popularity on YouTube and then kind of solidified that I wanted to do videos. But you know what? If there was like somewhere where I could do voice acting in California and I could do it on the side, then I would love to do it. But I don't know if that's even possible.
Well, actually, but, California is probably more the place where you'd have video game voiceover. Funimation and Sentai Filmworks are more in the Dallas area, and that's pretty much who you've got over there. But you've got Bang Zoom in California, Studiopolis. You've got quite a few big names in Cali, so...
Okay. Yeah, I do a lot of voices, you know, for fun, and then I play so many different characters in my videos that have completely different voices, and I do pretty good imitations of like a lot of different things. So, you know, voice acting in my future seems like it may or may not happen, but it's something that I could definitely do if someone were to point me in the right direction.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of options for you in terms of that, especially considering you have an acting background and you're in California. So you never know, you know, what the future might hold.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
But for the fans out there that want to keep up to date on what you're doing, obviously you have social media and you have a YouTube. But for those who want to follow you on social media, which ones do you do?
I do all of them. I guess the one we do have a Facebook for like this that's just kind of like general Rich Alvarez stuff. It's called RMA Productions because that's kind of the name of our like production studio that handles everything. So it's facebook.com/RMA Productions, and that's kind of like the head of everything. But that's like if you want to know news about what's generally going on. If you want to like ask me like more personal questions or, you know, figure out like what's going on, I generally tend to respond more to my facebook.com/richvlog, which is connected to my Rich Vlog show, because that's I've created that in unison with my vlog show so that I could stay connected to fans better and answer their questions more properly. So if you go to facebook.com/richvlog, that's the place to really like, get into my head and figure out what's going on. I also have an Instagram, which is Rich M. Alvarez. That's M as in Michael, because that's my middle name. So Rich M. Alvarez is my Instagram, and then Twitter @RichVlog is my Twitter. So there you go.
Fantastic. Well, I know a lot of the fans are more Facebook people. I'm more of a Twitter person, but hey, everybody's got their poison.
Yeah.
But now, for the fans out there, we actually have a tradition here on 91.8 The Fan, and I was wondering if you'd be willing to participate.
Well, what is it?
We basically ask if you'd be willing to say a line for us, do a radio bump for us.
Oh, like, welcome to 98 The Fan?
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, we ask if you could say, hello, my name is, you insert your name, I do this, you can put whatever you want there, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
91.8 The Fan. Okay, so I do it right now?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
All right, let me know if I screw up and I can do it again. All right, so hello, I'm Rick Alvarez, and you're listening to 91.8 The Fan. Like that.
Yeah, that's perfect. If you want to just on your own just record like that middle line so you can tell people what you do. Like, I'm a YouTuber, or I am known for this. That way you can promote yourself in the bump. That would be more beneficial for you. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me do it one more time. All right. So, hi, I'm Rick Alvarez, YouTuber for Stupid Mario Brothers, and you're listening to 91.8 The Fan.
Perfect. See, that wasn't so hard. You did better than some of the voice actors I've had on, which is really funny. Well, they need a script in front of them. They're so used to that script. But for the fans out there, is there anything else you want to tell them? Any words of wisdom, dating advice, predictions for the end of the world?
Well, if there's any Rick Alvarez fans listening, I thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for watching my videos over the last decade. And it's meant a lot to me that you guys have stuck with me over the years, and that you still enjoy what I'm doing, and you hope that that we're going to do a lot more. And guess what? We are going to do a lot more. We're doing season 2 of Plumber Night, and so much more coming up. So thank you guys so much for being Rick Alvarez fans.
Well, thank you so much for joining the show today. We had a lot of fun, and we hope you did too.
I had a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. And for any of the listeners out there that missed any of this interview, don't sweat. You can find it on the website within the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled to 918thefan.com and your ears tuned to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't.